Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I guess I'm here with T's inner thoughts, because I really don't have like a certain place I'm going today. I do have some backed up videos that I need to post, as always, but boy, it's been an interesting couple of days. When I started this journey, I had no idea where it was going in the sense of the in-between steps. I had a vision. I had, a promise that was given to me. And I always have been transparent that for me, I believe that it was God. And so like I started this YouTube channel. If you go back to the first video, you could tell I was not confident. I was shaking. The voice was shaky. I was like literally just doing what I was told to do. And so it's funny just like looking at where it started to like where I'm at now. And I had no idea like this healing journey would afford me so many things. I think sometimes when we think about being blessed, we think about being blessed with things like material things. And this healing journey has been a blessing in so many ways. When I started this journey, I talked to y'all about the debt I was in. I talked to y'all about the abuse I endured. I talked to you about the flaws I had, like, and I still have them, and I'm constantly, healing some and working on some as I go. I tell myself that the mission is not perfection. The mission is to leave people better than I found them, and to leave this place better than I found it. And I can't even say I found it, but when I arrived here. So when I come in contact with people, to leave them better than I, when I found them, because we come in contact with each other. But then this place that I arrived to that I don't feel like I'm from, but I do feel like I'm aligned with, because my theory is that we're spiritual beings living a human experience, learning what we need to learn, and we're character building. We're doing so many things being here, and I think we get so muddled down by societal norms. We get so muddled down by just so many social structures, institutions. Even now too, it's just that there is so much access to so much information now. You're getting overstimulated by like what's the truth and what's not the truth. So like misinformation and actual real information. And I think once you start to like realize that it is less about these physical tangible things all the time, you will start to realize just how blessed you are. Like, we don't even realize that the trees we cut down is cutting down our own air supply and the quality of our air. We don't realize that, yes, we're making life easier for us, but some of these buildings we have, these cars, like literally is killing the planet. When I think about the oil we drain from the earth, I think of the oil as the blood supply of this earth. And if you are draining the earth of its blood supply, if you are polluting the earth's water, if you are polluting the earth's air, you're literally self-sabotaging yourself and killing yourself. So for me, I think of my physical body as I think of this physical planet. I, on this journey, have been learning to love myself. I admitted starting out on this journey, I did not love myself. I self-sabotaged a lot. I was in my own way. I wasn't a bad person, but I wasn't dealing with what happened to me. I wasn't dealing with my feelings, my thoughts. I was suppressing them. I was conditioned to suppress them. I was conditioned to not talk about what was happening to me and to suffer in silence. I was conditioned that to be hyper independent. I was conditioned to be a lot of different ways just to survive. And people who know survival know that you got to do what you got to do to get through. And I think once you get to a point where you just step out of survival mode and you do begin to feel safe, I want to cry because, and that's another thing. Even though y'all have seen me cry many a times on this camera, like, to get to that point was because of some extreme pain. I have been praying to God. Like, I remember praying to God when I asked that I didn't want to cry anymore. I was just tired of crying, and the prayer was answered. And so I rarely cried. And if I cried alone, and I dealt with it myself. And when I would cry, I would have like the most extreme headache. I would have like the most like nasally, like it was just extreme. It was almost suffocating to cry. And it wasn't almost, it was like literally I would have to breathe out my mouth to cry. Became like such this backed up purification, but it was like never, it was like being constipated with tears. Like, it's never releasing the right amount, but it was like when I would do it, it was just like fucking painful. And it's like now I'm getting to the point where like I've been praying to cry, like just release it, just get it out. Crying is cleansing, crying is purification, crying is like you talking to God and the ancestors, the earth, like the universe, however you see this, all source, most high. Like, crying is a form of, you can have tears of joy, you can have tears, it's a release. You can have tears of sadness, tears of pain, tears of anger. Most of the time that's when I would cry. I would be angry, but angry just shows up to protect you from being hurt. And so you have tears for many different reasons and occasions. And I literally, that's something that I prayed for to have back. It's been happening. It hasn't been like this like quick thing, but it's been coming back, and it's been very helpful and good for me. But I feel like my greatest gift of all, like, is not the money. Like, everybody wants the money. Even I want the money, but I don't want the money because I want the money. It's not because I praise the money, I worship the money. The only reason I want the money is because society has made money a means to enjoying life. Once you take the meaning from money, that I can enjoy life without the money, you don't chase the money. The money comes to you. Like, and it's been a learning curve for me. It's been a learning curve for me to learn that. So, and I'm not even a super like materialistic person. Like, I'm literally, the money would just afford me to be in nature, like to travel, to do things, to see history, to see art, to try different foods. Like, that's what I want the money for, to be able to travel, to be able to own my own land, even though I know I don't own shit. Like, I can't take this stuff with me when I go, but to at least be able to have my own perimeter that is mine, my location. So yeah, it's still cringy to me. It's kind of colonization to me. Like, this land is free, but I do understand, my property is my property as far as like my home, but this land is free. But it's just like, I don't know, but you gotta have the money to be able to do a lot of things. Like, even if you want to go out and you want to go into nature and that's free, you still got to pay for the gas. You still have to pay the car insurance for the car. You still have to do the repairs on the car. So it's just realizing why you actually want the money. And for me, I've always wanted money to be free. I've always wanted money to help other people. And I always wanted money to have certain things to make me feel comfortable. But I never wanted money for power. I never wanted money for power. I think money is a horrible social construct underneath capitalism, because underneath any of this, definitely it's not the system of money. I feel like, having a system of money makes life fun. It is when you have a system of money and it's like Monopoly. We're playing to see who could have the most. We're playing to see who's going to come out on top. I really have realized that, like, I don't give a fuck about the money. I just want the experiences. I just want the love. Like, I just want to love myself and return love to others. Like, I want to be able to love this earth and experience this earth and experience people and experience different cultures and share me with the world, and the world shares the world with me. And it's less about the money. If it was up to me, if we could keep a system of money, it would be cool. But it should never be that people are fighting to meet their basic needs. Everybody should have access to water that is not toxic, or riddled with a whole bunch of foolishness and chemicals. Everybody should have access to foods that are not toxic and riddled with a whole bunch of foolishness. Everybody should literally have the information and not just access to it, because a lot of times it'll be like, oh, well, people have access to these things. Like, but people have access all the time. People get overwhelmed by access. Look, you give people too many options, they get overwhelmed and they shut down. It doesn't mean that you should take that from them, but access is kind of like, to me, I think I'm going to need to change the word. I think that everyone should have their basic needs met, and not just access. They should actually have basic needs. Shelter, food, water, and we mean clean. Shelter, food, water, air, electricity. These are all things from the earth. Like, I know you don't look at your shelter as from the earth because we have made them look so not from the earth, but literally the materials come from the earth. They literally do. But, we're not teaching people how to build houses anymore. And most of these houses that they're slapping together will not make it like traditional house forms back in the day. They're not building stuff like they used to. They're just slapping that shit together. Your house is built in a week. like you'll see a construction project and that shit'll be done. It'll be done. And it's like, then when you get your property, like, everything falling apart. Like, they used to have it where, at least till your warranty was up, on certain shit in the house, like, it'll last. But now it ain't even making it to the warranty. So I think that, like, every living being should have shelter, food, water, clothing. It ain't the quality. Like, they ain't got me name right, but they should have access to clothing. They should have, I'm gonna change I don't know. I gotta find another word more than just access, but they should have basic needs met. And then I think, like, if you want to create this system where we use money as an exchange, as a currency, like, people literally can pick the jobs they want, the type of life they want, whether they want to live the luxury life, whether they want to live moderate. What my best friend always saying, I'm like, I'm minimal. She gonna, if she ever see it, she gonna say, stop mocking me. But you got some people who are minimalist, so they never want the big fancy stuff. And I'm kind of like, I like luxury in certain areas, and then I like minimalist in other areas. So like, I'm kind of like, I'm a mix. Like, I'm a mix. I don't really care about, the clothes. Like, literally, if I had my way, I would have like someone make my clothes. Like, develop patterns. Like, if you ever see me with it's like I don't know what to describe that as, but like, what is it? It's a shirt in the front, but like, it has like the tail that comes in the back. Like, if I could find somebody to literally just develop that pattern, like cut that and make that same pattern, but do different fabrics, I would literally wear different ones of those every day. Like, that's just my personality type. I don't really care to have to pick out. And then when I'm chilling and I ain't going out and stuff like that, I literally would just dress down and wear t-shirts, hoodies, and sneakers, Crocs, flip-flops, sandals. I love my Jesus sandals. Like, you can't tell me shit. Like, I love I mean, they're Birkenstock. They look like Birkenstocks. They're not Birkenstocks, because I don't. It's a label. It's a label. And I found something that was actually just as comfortable. Like, and because Charlotte had Birkenstocks. Like, Dante used to buy her shit like that, and I didn't care about it. I had got to this point where, like, I didn't care about the material things. I mean, I do like to have like a good phone, but I also like to use my phone. Like, I like to use my notes. I like to be able to write with my pen on my phone sometimes, even though I barely use it. But I still like to know that it's there. And so, like, I can't talk about people who do like materialism. I'm definitely have my materialism in other areas, is what I'm trying to say. Like, so like, I don't like care about the clothes, but I like some electronics. I don't care about the cars. I just want it to run properly and not have to keep getting it fixed, because like, my car is broke down again. It's broke down again. And it's just like, I don't know what to say. Like, I just don't know what to say. It's like, I just want the bitch to run. Like, to run smoothly. Like, as long as I'm getting my maintenance done on this car, I'm happy. It does not have to be. It could be a Toyota Corolla. Matter of fact, that's what I want. I'm not saying I might not buy, a car. I don't even want to, though. Like, the Jeep scarred me. Bought that brand new. Broke down more than anything I ever owned. Even with this car breaking down all these times this year, the Jeep broke down way more. Jeep broke down as soon as I drove it off the lot. And I wish I would have, like, hit the lemon law thing sooner. I waited too late. Like, literally a month, I think, too late to even qualify for the lemon law. And so it was crazy. But anyway, like, I guess life has afforded me to know, like, certain things, like, for me, is not that important. I do want to have a nice house, but I don't feel like I want too much house unless I'm gonna have somebody help it cleaning it. Like, because that's a responsibility. You also have to fix things in the house that, when it breaks. And so, like, I'm a minimalist when it comes to, like, the maintenance of having these things. A lot of people don't realize you have to maintain your shit. And right now, my biggest focus has been, because I am like bouncing, but my biggest focus has been maintaining myself, maintaining this vessel, maintaining this body, this mind, this spirit, this consciousness. I'm trying to, make sure that what I put into me is healthy, but with a balance, because, like, I love to laugh, and so I do watch some stupid shit sometimes. And so, but when we think about consumption, we have to start looking at what we're consuming outside of food. So we're already getting messed up food. If you're addicted to social media and doom scrolling, 9 times out of 10, your algorithm, you consuming some shit on there that ain't good for you. Your mind, your subconscious mind. So even if you ain't caught on to it, it's being fed into your subconscious mind. Then we consume who we are around. Like, so the energy that of the people we are around. So like, you just have to be very freaking mindful. And a lot of my consumption lately is from social media. Cause I try to watch TV. I can't even watch TV no more. And I was a TV girl. Like, I was a movie TV show girl. But I can't even watch that. I might can a documentary might can hold my attention. But it's mainly social media, but I do find that some of my content is actually helping me because it is connected and aligned with me. And then some of it be foolishness, and I have to be like, okay, well, if I click like on this video, then that means that that's gonna fuck my algorithm up. So like, just being mindful of like how long I look at a clip that I know shouldn't be in here. And so being mindful. I might seem extreme to some, but this is the point I've gotten to in my life. It's been amazing and beautiful, but I do think that like human basic rights, everybody should have access to a safe food, shelter, water, and air, and clothing. Like, everybody should have access to that, because we live in a world where we wear clothes, so everybody should have access to that. All children should have access to having some form of diapers, milk. I mean, breastfeeding is the best way, but not all mothers are, able to produce milk like they want to. So all children should have access to healthy milk that is alternative. The milk they're giving out now is not healthy alternatives. We gonna tell the truth and shame evil. I don't even like calling it the devil no more. The devil is you. Like, the devil is you. Fight your own demons and overcome it, and you'll realize that you need to take accountability for your own actions. Devil is you. I've said it from the beginning. The devil don't scare me. What scares me and don't even scare me anymore is pure, unadulterated evil, which is literally out here playing tricks. Some people think that is the devil. To me, I don't know. I view things differently. So I look at pure evil as something else. Even the concept of the devil, as far as like, it is a newer ideology. Far as, oh, did something bite me? I don't know. I'll find out later on. Just sit Indian style in this car just to make sure. So the concept of the devil was definitely given to us by white men. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Like, the concept of the devil was given to us by the white men. However, there has always been this trickster spirit throughout, and that's how I kind of look at devil. Like, the devil tempts. The devil can try to trick or deceive you into temptation, but the devil never forces you. It's your choice. There's a level of evil out here where you're not even getting a choice anymore. These are your circumstances, and we want to put our foot on your necks, and we want to take your energy, and we don't want you to be great. And that's an extreme form of evil. I always feel like we're all good, like we're all a mix of good and evil, and that's your whole point and journey on this life, is to find your balance, find your peace, find out who you are and be okay with that, and be strong and confident in that. But to deny that you don't do bad, or to just say you're purely good, is an illness as well. That's toxic. It's very, very toxic in thinking. So I'm just at this point of life where, I don't know, I realized that it was never the money. It was never the money. Like, I've just always wanted freedom. I've just always wanted freedom. And I think freedom was attached to the idea that I could only be free if I had the money. And I've learned through so many roadblocks that freedom is here. You are as free as your mind is. So freedom is in here. Freedom is in here. Oh, I need to put a pimple patch on. So freedom is within. Once you tap into freedom within, your world will start opening up for you. I still have issues. My car is broke down right now. That's going to cost me money. But am I worried or concerned? No. I think it's a bummer, but I also think, you know, it might be saving me from something. I'm sorry. Like, she acts like a baby. Like, everything I touch, everything I care for spoils and rots. You're not a baby. Sit down. You can't get up here. I don't even know why you came outside. But yeah, so stop that. Don't bark at me. I'm not going nowhere. But yeah, so I'm like literally, hold on one second.
Where's the ground?
In the back freezer. All right, so I just wanted to me and the kid was talking. So we're figuring out what we're eating for dinner. Well, that is a part of too, like my family. My family is my kid and my dog. Sometimes I don't want my dog because I feel like it's just such a responsibility to maintain her. But what I'm also realizing too is like I literally be having a whole lot on my plate. And I don't have a support system in the physical. And it doesn't mean that I don't have physical people in my life that are willing to help. But I just find that like on this journey, I'm being led and guided, and I can't take every, you know, help from everybody. I do have to learn how to receive help, but I also have to stay true to what aligns with me. And there's a lot of times I've tried to do things that did not align with me. And every time, like, I'll have to, it's been a soft consequence. It's like been this soft consequence, or either just this door closed. And so I'm learning that means it's not for me, or it either means that it's not right now. And so right now, I'm currently just doing what feels like it aligns with me and what causes me the less stress and the less worry. The less worry, yeah. I've been looking at mental health. If you haven't been paying attention, I've been studying mental health for quite some time now. Anytime I'm getting help, I'm studying. I'm a learner. So like when I started to go the path of taking medicines, I learned the medicines. I learned the side effects. I would learn shit. I would pay attention to my body. All that. That's why I don't like medicine. But for me, and I've made that clear, like if people have to take medicine because you're chemically imbalanced and it works for you, by all means, we have to use discernment and allow people to do what works for them. We cannot say, well, you know, I don't need medicine, but I'm dealing with these things, and you know, so everybody else shouldn't have to take medicine. Like, that's extreme. And people have to learn that we can't push what works for us onto others. And I'm learning that, like, as a healer and as having a client, like, what worked for me ain't gonna work for you. Some of what worked for me may work for you, and then some new shit might work for you. And that don't make my way wrong. It just makes my way not right for you. And so let's normalize that. But for me, the medicines messed me up even more. Like, some of them I wouldn't even have an effect. It was crazy. Like, Seroquel, people would take Seroquel and be knocked the fuck out. Like, Seroquel couldn't put me down. Tranquilizers couldn't put me down. Like, I remember my sister would like give me and my nephew like some goddamn tranquilizers, and we'd just be looking at her and she'll be over there like knocked the fuck out, and we'll just be up laughing and talking. And she would be like, even like muscle relaxed, like she'll be like, my brain is relaxed, and we'd be like, with your brain not a muscle? It's like a muscle, but it's not a muscle. And so it was just like certain drugs and medication, they would either have a very adverse effect on me or they wouldn't do anything. And it's weird. Like, but then you'd have something as common as Benadryl that would put me to sleep, or it'll make me feel like, now I think my body has gained, because I was starting to use Benadryl as a sleeping aid when I first couldn't go to sleep. And I think like I really started having extreme insomnia when I had a child, so I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. I used to try melatonin. That shit, my body would laugh at that. Like, I don't know if I need more or what, but it would laugh. And so I started taking Benadryl. I definitely know I had like a Benadryl habit. Like, it's not a joke. People literally do be having Benadryl habits. Like, but most of the time they be doing it to get high. I was doing it to go to sleep. So I think I had probably got up to like maybe 4 or 5 pills. And then one time, like I think when I took the 5th pill, I was like, oh no, we knocking on death's door. So I was like, 4 was my most. And but I had built like this tolerance. So like it was like 1 would put me to sleep, but I always had that grogginess after. So like it was just like no medication ever worked. Now Ambien works for me, but it don't work for my mom. Like, it's like different medications work for different people. And I noticed with me, it don't matter whether it works starting out. Over time, my body gets used to it. It don't do shit for it. So I'm literally a person where medications was masking. It was literally masking what was going on. It was never helping me get to the root cause of my problems. It just was masking. Therapy was as effective as I was willing to be open. I wasn't willing to be open that much, so I did not feel safe. You're talking about somebody who was trained and conditioned to literally, hold shit in. So when literally I was born to tell the truth, baby. Like, I was doing this since I was a little kid. Mouth was big as hell. But and I guess that's why they silenced me. I was like, bitch, you're not gonna be telling all our business. You'll have us in jail. So so literally I felt like therapy was very effective, but it was effective as much as I was willing to tell, if that makes sense. It was as effective as much as I felt safe. So the person that your therapist, like, so whoever your therapist is, you have to have a relationship with them, or therapy is not going to be effective, because you're not going to be willing to open up. You're not going to be willing to tell. And there are different forms of therapy where I guess it's like on the lines of kind of like borderline like hypnosis, but it's like soft hypnosis or whatever. Like I'm done with that. I don't want people playing in my fucking head. Like I don't want you playing in my head. I don't. Like, I'm good. I'll play in my own head. And so you just gotta, I've been learning, and I found mostly the coping skills, the techniques, to be more helpful to me than the medicine was, or pretending to trust this therapist that I only partially trust. And I literally had my therapist for 7 years, but I only partially trusted her. I never trusted her, and wholeheartedly, and I don't think I probably would trust a stranger like that. Can't say that. I already have. But can't say that. I already have. I'm literally trusting y'all when I make these videos. But I guess, like, I don't know. When it comes to a level like that, for me, I was never able to do it. Now look at me. So I can't say never. Look at me now. I'm sharing everything with you guys. Just about. Gotta keep some for yourself. Gotta keep some for yourself. So I don't know. I was learning. I have binders of materials, coping skills, definitions of things, and just all this wealth of material and resources that I collected over 7 years of being in and out of the hospital and in and out of not even just the hospital, but doing like outpatient treatment. I literally was fighting for my life. I was fighting to feel better and feel whole, and my prayers have been answered. So when I started doing this T's Inner Thoughts, the message that came to me is, like, when you're in the thick of it, you can't always see how these things are working out for you. Like, back then, yesterday, I couldn't see what was gonna happen for me yesterday. I could try to dig and figure it out. I could try to control it. I could try all these things. However, what I've noticed is it's just way more peaceful to just accept things how they come and as they are, and roll with it that way, than to be constantly future thinking. And I think this is why a lot of religions really don't like fortune telling and future thinking, even though literally we are given visions and dreams constantly, if you're paying attention and tapped in. I think the reason they don't like it is because a lot of people get fixated on it. A lot of people think people were lying or misled them, when literally you can tell people their fortune and you literally could be spot on. But they'll either hold it up, and I'm people. They'll either hold it up by trying to control the narrative. They'll do things to try to make sure and ensure that this thing happens that they know is going to happen. Let's just say it's going to happen. And you just try to do these things to kind of control what's going to happen. And then you have situations where people don't act at all. So then they delay things by that. So you can have somebody that's overactive, underactive, they can delay things. Then you can have somebody who speeds up things. And let's just say they speed it up. And then they jumped over point A through Z, and they at Z, but they missed out on everything in between. So now they at Z, they not even satisfied with the fortune. They not satisfied with the fortune. They're not satisfied with the destination. They're not satisfied that they've reached the goal that they wanted to reach. They're not satisfied that they finally had their dreams. So it's just like learning how to be and learning how to accept these are my circumstances. My circumstances is crazy. But I'm still finding my peace every day. I have been in deep meditation. It's never been the money. It's never been the money. It's been love for me, for real, for real. Deep, 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 deep. It's been love. Love for myself that I always wanted. It's been love and partnership that I've always wanted. Love from people who are, friends and family. And I'm finding that, like, a lot of family I have gathered on my own. I have gathered throughout this journey. Some people fall off and some people remain. And just being able to have the discernment of those who get to remain and those who value my love and also give back love in return. Non-transactional love, just pure love that flows. But my biggest love that I was missing was myself. I was missing myself. Even when I would see a partner and see potential or hope in a partner, like, what I was missing, no, what I liked in them was what I wasn't cultivating and nurturing in myself. So I was literally missing and abandoning myself. So just learning that it was never the money I needed. I needed me. I needed me bad. I needed me a lot. I'm gonna share this with you. I was wondering, should I share it? But before I came out here to do the video, like, I got confirmation, like, tell it. And so over the last couple of days, I have been in deep meditation before I go to bed at night. And I've been getting these visions of me, just gonna give it in a nutshell, but like not make it too long, but just me healing feminine energy. So healing the toxic feminine energy that I had, feeling like I couldn't feel my feelings and my emotions, feeling like being vulnerable was weak, feeling like and I've been healing these things over time, right? Just acknowledging them, sitting with these things, but like this was like very immersive and like kind of like final pieces being complete. I'll get into it more, but I'll just give you kind of like a visualization with words. But it was like a ceremony of my inner child, like the little girl in me stepping into the teenage version of me. The little girl in me represented innocence and playfulness, wild. She's very wild and free, and just like that love, that pure unconditional love for the world, for herself, for everything, like before she was defiled. And also impulsiveness that she has. I am calling myself out. But so but I think the impulsiveness comes from seeking thrill and not being able to find the thrill she needs in a healthy way. So a lot of things around her had days before this was being, like probably months before this, were being healed. And it's like then the teenage version of myself, very fucking angry, full of rage. And I understand why. Very full of rage and anger, and you're not gonna do this to me no more. Like, just, I gotta go through this shit with these people in this household. I'm not tolerating from you. I'm not tolerating from you or nobody else. So very, very assertive. I would say aggressive. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. Very verbally abusive. Very much ticking time bomb. But however, beautiful in her own right. Like, she's the protector. She's the one that isn't gonna allow anyone to do shit to me. But then there was this disappearance of her. But she came back, and then that was my young adult self. I think if I could explain young adult self, I would think of the emotion sadness from inside out. Baby is sad. Baby still is sad, and we working on that. We working on that. We working on that. We working on healing her. I think younger child self, teenage self, they all right. Like, they all right. But the sadness that comes from her heart, we're going to be pouring out poems for years to come to cleanse her out. And it's okay. And I think holding space, that's okay. That she endured a lot of sad shit. She endured the sadness that came from the other two that was never dealt with. Plus, what she added on herself, making certain life decisions. So young adult self is full of sadness. Teenage self was full of rage and anger, and you're not gonna do this to me anymore. And not to the adult abusers, to the people on the outside, the people that she could protect herself against. childhood self was just like, just no breaks. No breaks, just wild and free. And the damage inflicted on her carried on to teenage self. And the damage inflicted on teenage self that was never healed carry on to young adult self. And then now it's like, it's me. And it's me who I currently am. The version of me that I am now, having to step up and be the one to say, hey, look, we're not going to just pass this on to the next version of me. We're going to stop it here, and we're going to at least heal what has happened. We're going to at least focus on healing what has happened and move forward. We're going to move forward. We don't have to be perfect, but we're going to at least acknowledge and heal what has happened. And honestly, I did not know that's what I was going to be doing from the beginning. But that's this vision, this meditation I had. But it's like, I'm here now. I'm here to this peace I once dreamed of. I'm here. I don't have the money. I don't have the husband. I don't have the family. I don't have the physical, support all the time around me. But spiritually, I am being cleansed. And not last night, but over the last few days, I've watched my child self step into my teenage self, giving a sense of wholeness. And then I've watched my teenage self step into my young adult self, giving me more of a sense of wholeness, but not quite yet. And then I watched my adult self step into my current self, giving me this feeling of like completeness. Like, even though things have happened that was horrific, even though I have to take accountability and make amends with myself about the things that I continue to put myself through, the ways that I showed up to others because of me hurting, like forgiving, this deep forgiveness for myself. There was this completeness, this wholeness that I have been afforded and it has felt beautiful. And then there was an additional stepping into healing this toxic masculinity that I had. So like, not only am I healing this feminine energy, I'm healing this toxic masculinity. And it's just been like this beautiful dance. It's not a fight. It's not a fight. It's not, oh, I gotta do this, with my masculine energy. Like, we all have feminine and masculine energy. And we're constantly told, because you're a woman, you need to lead with this. And we're constantly told, because you're a man, you need to lead with this. When in all actuality, you need to know how to tap into both of them. And not in a toxic way. In a very balanced way. There is shit I need to lead with my feminine energy. There's a softness and a care that comes with my feminine energy. Hold on one second. Yeah, sorry, that was something for business. But yeah, like I was saying, hold on, I gotta add this person in. All right. So yeah, so like there has been this healing of toxic femininity energy. A lot of women don't even acknowledge that they can have that type of energy. You literally can be toxic anywhere. Like, you can be toxic at anywhere, any areas of your life. And my toxic energy with the feminine energy, like, it was literally like denying that energy, denying that I'm an emotional creature, denying that I need to balance these emotions. Like, what I think and what I feel manifests outwards. So like, just being in control and regulating those, not control, but just regulating those emotions, not pushing them away, and suppressing them, but like sitting with them and dealing with them. So healing those areas and those wounds, how I speak to myself, a lot of mother wounds, a lot of father wounds, a lot of abandonment and father wounds. My mother didn't protect me, but my father, like, it was a lot of abandonment in the father wounds, like a lot of distrust in the father wounds. So I would lead with masculinity with so much like aggression and anger. It wasn't assertive. It was more like, I'm gonna force my way, I'm gonna make my way. You don't gotta do shit for me. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. And although that was good for survival, because it definitely helped me fucking succeed well past, and I'm not talking about money, but accomplishments, hitting goals, achieving what I wanted to achieve in life. Like, it definitely did it, but to the expense of burnout. It was to the expense of burnout, never feeling like I could literally rest, never feeling like it was okay that I didn't, want to work that hard. Just feeling like if I was to slack off at any level, that I was being lazy. It's a conditioning that you grow up with, whether it's from society or your parents. Like, you could literally have a normal upbringing, but society is toxic. The way that society looks at life is toxic. There is no rest. They literally don't even give you time off to grieve. Like, they don't really give you time off to truly, truly grieve. And if you ain't been at your job for 50 million years, like, you probably don't have the time saved up to truly, truly grieve. I've been grieving for, mind you, I am grieving just more than Dante, but I've been grieving, but I never took the time off either to grieve those people. Like, those people died. I had my grandma died, my sister died. These was all within a year apart. My grandma died, my sister died. I don't know the order of, but my brother passed away. Then I think my sister passed away. I call her my sister, but she was my sister's best friend. But we definitely related somewhere down that line. We share the same last name. So, literally, then I think it was my uncle, but I'm not sure of the order. I do know that my brother died first, and then my sister, and then my uncle, or either it was my uncle died, then my brother and my sister, and then my dog died. The dog means so much to me, and like, I really don't be talking about her, but like, I really been mourning the loss of my animal, and it hurt me because when she died, me and him was in separation, and I thought he was trying to use her to get to me. I did get to see her before she passed away. Me and Charlotte got to come over there and sit with her, but she ended up dying maybe like 2 or 3 days later. And so I even remember her coming to me in a dream, and like, I rejected her because I thought like he was sending her to get to me, to pull on my heartstrings, because like, it literally was making me sad and making me feel like I don't know, we was really like trauma bonded. So like, that was something that would literally truly would kind of like bring us together. Tragedy. So I remember like pushing her away and her feeling hurt, and I just remember that dream. But I was mourning my dog, so that was like mourning a child. Like, I lost a child. Like, the pet was like a child to me, and if you know, you know. But I literally, like, when I had my altar set up, which I'm not in my own space where I feel safe, I literally had her collar on my altar and her army fatigue little vest she used to wear, her, like, so we could walk her and stuff. She had a little gold chain. Both of the dogs was iced out. Like, well, she had gold. Sassy had she had a Cuban link, and then I think she had an iced out Cuban link, but they were funny. But yeah, like, so I have her solid as collars, heavy as hell, and I have her vest. So lost her, and then I lost Dante. And that's just the people who were really like close. But I also lost other family members in between those as well. So those 7 years of grievances, of people. Then not to mention that I'm grieving and processing the trauma that I've suppressed for all those years that even led me to dating Dante, that even put me on this path that I'm currently on now. That's why I can't regret it. Like, I've literally become in such a space where, as much as any part of me wish I could take it away, is this deep knowing that everything that happened is literally just a build-up of what's to come, of what I'm doing now. Like, it has always led me now. It's led me to freedom. Like, it has led me to freedom and peace. I always tell people, like, they ask me how I'm doing, I'll be like, shit going on. Like, I could complain, but I try not to. Like, I could complain, but I try not to. I try to focus on the good. I can't say that can be toxic as well. You can be grateful. You can have gratitude, but you can also know and acknowledge and sit with that you're unhappy about how things are going. It's only toxic when you're living at these extremes. And sometimes, see, that's why we gotta use our discernment. Sometimes life calls for extremes. So you just gotta know when. You just gotta know when. But for me, it's been peaceful, finding my balance. I don't know where I'm going. I know the end result, if that makes sense. I know the end result. I believe and trust in it. I'm constantly reminded, like, hang in there. I'm constantly reminded. But I don't know the in-betweens. And just like I didn't know the in-betweens last year, but like, I'm here now. My mind is at peace. My mind was at war with others. My mind was at war with itself. And it's like, now I'm not even fighting myself no more. I just feel at peace. And it's not to say that I don't have my moments where I do have to fight with myself. But it's just not, it don't feel like a battlefield. It feels more like a conversation. So it's not a fight. It's a discussion. It's a discussion with self, where I get to mother myself. I get to be the soft feminine voice that I always should have had, that can nurture the thoughts that's coming to me. I used to talk to myself wild and crazy, and it's like, now I'm learning not to talk to myself that way. I'm learning that it is okay for me to protect myself. It is okay for me to be angry about shit I should be angry about. Like, nobody can tell me that I shouldn't be angry or upset about some shit when someone has hurt me. I do need to, measure my extremes. That's, we balancing teenage stuff out. Girl was crazy. She still is, and I want her to stay that way. I want her to stay that way, but I also want her to know that, like, in order for me to be who I desire to be in life, she is still welcome here. She still has a place here. She don't have to go nowhere. Like, matter of fact, you can't go nowhere. Like, you are me, and I don't need to push you away. I don't need to not let people know, like, it ain't sweet over here if you want to play games. So I need her. I just need her to, like, know when to hold and when to fold. I need her to know when to go. Like, I need her to know, but I need her. You hear that? I need her. So I need all parts of me. Those were the major 3 parts. And it's just been such a beautiful moment of processing that beautiful coming into self and having this deep knowledge and love for myself. Like, I know who I am now. And even when people try to project shit onto me, I'm learning that, like, you choose and do what you want to do. You know who you are. You don't gotta listen to somebody telling you, like, you this, you that. Like, you could call me what you want. Call me what you want. I know who I am. I know who I ain't. So, and I know who I aspire to be. And I know I ain't gotta be perfect. So, that's been freedom. That's been a lot of freedom. It's like a weight is lifted. It's like I'm not lugging around all this shit. It makes me think of like Bag Lady. Like, I'm just not lugging around all this shit. I ain't lugging it around no more. It's like, it's not heavy. It's not a burden. It's there. It's there. But I cry. I still cry. Like, if people bring, and I don't know, this is with people like that I feel safe with. Like, so if someone brings up, you know, some of the abuse I endure, like, I'm gonna cry. Like, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna have this moment. I think more of it when I'm talking to people that I'm aware of and I know I feel safe with. It's not necessarily that I am reliving the pain of it. It's more of like, I am crying because I finally feel safe to open up about it with them. Like, because like I told y'all, like, the stories that I let out, like, I hadn't told people. And if I was to tell certain people, it would be, I felt safe enough to tell this person this part of my story. And I felt so people had pieces. Nobody ever had a full picture. I'm not gonna even say you guys have a full picture, but I'm gonna say, like, I have let out more about myself than I ever have to anyone on these cameras. And saying that, still, I don't even think you still know who I really am. So I don't think you still can get a picture of who I really am, because I can't be boxed in. So hearing these stories can only help you understand me, but I don't think you'd ever get to really fully know who I am, because I just am. I'm just so many things. And the moment that you try to say, oh, well, she's this or she's that, you lose me. You lose me, because I'm that, I'm this, and I'm so much more. And so that's what I've learned about myself. Like, I'm not putting myself in a box. I'm not limiting myself. I'm not silencing myself no more. And the only reason I want money is because of the experiences that I can have, the freedom that I can have, the fun that I can have. I don't need money for love. And that's what I really wanted. I really wanted love. I definitely thought in order to have love, it had to be external. But this morning during meditation, like, it was this letting go. It was this letting go of, this outdated, it wasn't even outdated. It was a toxic view on love. I always just felt like someone would come in and save me. I felt like someone would literally come in and save me. And I think that's the little girl, right? And then teenage self felt like, fuck all y'all niggas. Teenage self felt like, fuck all you niggas. I'm gonna treat you like you treat bitches. And then there was, young adult self who just finally wanted to just, like, have her own family and have love. But her idea of love was molded by what she saw growing up. So She never got to love herself, and she was never taught to love herself. And I feel like this morning, like, I just finally was like, you know what? I already was realizing, like, no one's coming to save you. Clearly, I was realizing that part. Like, no one's coming to save you. But also that, like, I don't need a man to feel loved. Like, I don't need a man to feel validated. When God do deliver me my partner, and we, you know, we meet, we connect, or whatever like that, I come into this relationship knowing that I have flaws. I come into this relationship knowing that I have work that I need to do. I come into this relationship knowing that the other person has flaws and that they have work to do. So I come into this relationship bringing that I love myself, that I'm constantly finding out the things that make me happy. I do have a core baseline for things that make me happy and things that fill my cup. I didn't even know what filled my cup. Turns out fucking taking a fucking bath with herbs and goddamn salt can restore my cup. Sitting with myself can restore my cup. Like, that is one of the most, I think, one of the things that, like, I didn't know what made me happy. And because I didn't know what made me happy, that made the person who had to deal with me unhappy. And they were already unhappy on their own too. And so neither one of us knew what made us happy. And we were literally relying on each other to make each other happy instead of finding happiness within ourselves. And so, like, I'm learning, like, fuck it, it makes me happy to go sit out in grass. It makes me happy to write in my fucking notebook. It makes me happy to write these poems. It makes me happy to speak my poems. It makes me happy to talk to people sometimes. And I'm learning that one. Like, socializing. I was always out and about. I was introverted always still. Like, I was always safe. Like, I was always reserved in who really got to see parts of me. And so, but I was always social. Like, I was always social. But, like, it was like once I got with Dante, like, I lost myself and I became a recluse. And it's this balance for me, right? So, like, I'm social, but I'm also, like, reclusive. Like, so just, that makes me happy. It makes me happy to be able to socialize, but also retreat back to myself and recharge. Knowing what things recharge me, like I said, taking a bath, being out in nature, being in the water, period, being near water, being near trees, feeling the breeze. It doesn't matter. Staring at the sun, sun gazing, stargazing, so many natural, free fucking things recharges me. But we're not taught that it does. Going outside and grounding my fucking self, like, I am full of energy. That's how I was able to literally go in the hospital, have a baby, like, literally had a baby, natural childbirth, had a baby, stay in the hospital like one day, came out the next day, I think. It was 2 days at the max. I just know that. Like, I just know I was not in the hospital no 3 days or more. I was in the hospital. I remember sleeping one night. That's what I remember. It could have been 2. And then I went back home. I came home, went to class because I had a final exam that I had to finish out because I had an October. It wasn't a final, it was a midterm. I had a midterm that I had to finish out because I was still in school. And that was one of my goals, that I was going to have this baby and I was going to finish up my semester because nothing was going to stop me from getting my degrees. And I remember I just went straight to the class when it took that midterm, aced that midterm. I got an A on that midterm, came back home, took care of my baby, fed my baby, wasn't taking care of myself at all. Literally don't know how I did it. I never took a maternity break. I didn't take 6 weeks. I didn't take 2 weeks. I didn't take 2 days. I literally from inside the hospital. And this is toxic strength. I don't want this strength no more. Like, I don't have shit to prove to nobody. I know who I am. I'm strong. And if there's a task that need to be completed, I can complete it. But it doesn't mean I have to. It doesn't mean that I have to. I am accepting the day that I can have a village. I am accepting the day that my spiritual team will manifest in the physical. I'm accepting the day that I can have a husband that I allow to lead in the ways that he need to lead, and he allows me to lead in the ways that I need to lead. I'm not subservient to him, and he's not subservient to me. It is a true partnership. So I'm looking forward to those days, because that was toxic strength. I literally was in the hospital doing homework on the laptop after I pushed the baby out. Literally, I was doing my econ. I'll never forget it. I was doing my econ homework. I think I had 3 classes that semester. Like, I literally have my transcripts. Like, if you want proof of this shit, like, I really don't be lying. It doesn't mean that I don't lie. It doesn't mean that I don't lie or I never lie. Like, but this shit that I be telling y'all, like, I don't be lying about this shit. Like, I'm really this person. I really have endured all this shit. I'm gonna wear my shit like it's a badge of honor, but at the end of the day, I don't want to do that shit no more. Like, I have nothing to prove to nobody. I know my strength. I feel like once you get to know you, you don't prove no more. You are. You just are. And I never took a maternity leave. I think I had 9 credits that semester. I had a biology class, I had a childhood development class, and I had econ. And those was my 3 classes that year. And I don't remember all my grades. I probably got a C in econ. I don't know. I wasn't really too crazy about it. I don't remember. But I definitely know I did well in biology. You know, I like biology. And I did well in the childhood development class because I love kids. And I got to learn a lot about all that stuff. And I was becoming a mom. Like, anything that I do, I immerse myself in. So anything I take on that I'm gonna immerse myself in. When I decided to be a mom, I watched everything about being a mom. I watched things about, labor and delivery. I watched things about parenting. I had parenting books. I was 19, y'all. A lot of 19-year-olds are not doing that. They become a mother, they wing that shit. I was trying to learn what it was to be a mother, because I knew that although my mother, she carried us through survival, I wanted to know the right ways and things to do. I wanted to know. I wanted to learn. And I wanted to break some cycles that I was aware of. Some of the shit I wasn't even completely aware of. I was, drinking the Kool-Aid. So, but the things that I did I wanted to be well versed. I wanted to know whether I should vaccinate my child or not vaccinate my child. I did research on that. Like, anything I'm going through, I'm going to immerse myself in. I'm going through the healing journey. I have immersed myself fully into learning about how to heal myself. I want to help heal others. Like, I want to heal myself, but I also want to give the gift of healing others. And I don't mean, when I think of myself as a healer, I don't know what other healers think of, but I am just guiding you on your own journey. That's it. You are your own healer. Everybody is their own healer. I'm just guiding you on your path to tap into whatever higher power you need to tap into, to know that you got everything you need within you to heal. That's literally what has been afforded for me. Knowledge is power. I'm gonna say this so many times. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. If you want to learn something, to do something, immerse yourself into it. Learn all that you can learn. All that, because that's what I've been doing on this healing journey. I've learned so much. I get to do Reiki on myself, which is very, very beautiful. Laying the hands. I'm starting to call it laying hands, because I'm starting to identify more with my ancestral roots of it. So I literally mix Reiki with what speaks to my soul and my spirit and my ancestors. So what's in me. And that's how I do learning, period. Like, I chew the meat and spit out the bones. Whatever's meant for me gonna stick in here, and whatever ain't, I'm gonna, it's either gonna be floating around somewhere subconsciously, or you don't use it, you lose it. Like that part. So but yeah, like just having that identity of that superwoman complex and that toxic strength, and just having to be everything to everybody and nothing for myself. Letting go of that. Letting go of that. A man who ignores me, that is a major one for me. A man who ignores me, that hurts. So a friend that ignores me, that hurts. I think all of us are hurt by being ignored, right? But the abandonment wounds in me so deep that it was literally like this. If you was not available to me, like, it was a chase. Like, okay. And then once you do become available to me, then, like, I'm gonna run away. And it's like, I'm sick of the bullshit. Like, I'm 35. I've been through all this fucked up shit. Like, I just want to be at peace. Like, if it ain't aligned with me, like, cut it, please, God. Take it out. Take it away. And I mean that shit. I stand on that. I don't care if I'm being told by the heavens above, you are the one. You are the one. I don't want it if it ain't showing up right. If my nervous system is starting to get out of whack, I don't want it. I don't want it. Now, granted, there will be people, places, and things I'll come across that I have to learn lessons with, but I don't want to be with anyone or anything or try to manipulate something in my life that shouldn't be there. And I just think I'm gonna end the video with this piece, is that, like, I am starting to realize how I feel with certain places, people, things, opportunities. And I'm also learning now that I can assertively, my masculine energy, I can assertively, honor when I feel uneasy about something or someone or something. Honor that I need to ask questions, and asking questions is not like a sin. I had been conditioned that, like, certain shit I shouldn't ask questions about. Ask all the questions you can. If someone is irritated about you asking some questions about a decision that you need to make for yourself, something is wrong. There's a red flag. So I'm learning this, and I'm preaching to the choir. I don't know if I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm just going to say that I have to take my own advice. So just being confident and okay that it is all right to ask questions. And I don't mean that, like, I'm a person who asks questions definitely when it comes to a learning environment, but I'm not a person that asks questions when it comes to, like, agreements and contracts. I was kind of like conditioned to just blindly go with it. I'm not blindly going with shit no more. I was definitely conditioned to hold on to people who were toxic. I have finally learned to let go, no matter what it means to me. Let go. I think I learned that with Dante, but I still hadn't fully accepted that that's the lesson. But it's like, today I just woke up and it's just like, let go. What the fuck is you holding on to? Like, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. If it ain't, it ain't. If you right about what you been told and what's been said to you, like, shit gonna work out. So relax, let go. You don't control nobody but yourself. If something is avoidant, if something is too anxious, if something is too demanding, I can't deal with it. I can't go that route. And I mean that on a level of people pleasing. I can't do it. I can't people please anymore. I can hold space for a friend that's anxious. I can hold space for a friend that's avoidant. I can hold space for a friend who's demanding, but also I can let them know, like, I can't, and that's okay. I can hold space for you from a distance. I can hold space from you close by. I can hold space for you however that might look like for me, but it's my choice and it's my decision. And at any moment where it becomes that it's draining me, it got to go. Any moment where it is throwing off my nervous system, it has to go. And that's just how I'm seeing things finally. It hurts. It's a grievance in that. And that's okay. It's okay. We never really lose things. Not even our loved ones. I realize that, like, my loved ones visit me all the time, whether it's through other people, whether it's when I sit down in nature, whether it's my consciousness, whether it's through spirit, just being around, you can feel it. So, shit, it's an energy flow. It's an energy flow, and we never really lose anything that's meant for us. What we do is we make room to gain space for something better. And so, as I stated in the video, when you feel like you're in the thick of it, guess what? Hang in there. Keep going. Keep trusting the process. Maintain your faith. And just know that everything's going to work out for you in the end. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's going to happen when I wake up tomorrow. I could wake up pissed off. I could wake up happy and get pissed off in the middle of the day. All I know is that I am here and I'm showing up for me. All I know is that I'm here and I'm here to protect me. All I know is I'm here. I'm going to have fun on this journey. All I know is I'm here and I made the active choice to be here when it was a couple of years ago. I didn't want to be here no more. It was a couple of years ago. It was multiple times in my life I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be here as a child. I didn't want to be here as a teenager. I didn't want to be here as a young adult. But today, I've made an active decision to be here. Yesterday, I made an active decision to be here. The day before that, I made an active decision to be there. Tomorrow, I'm going to make an active decision to be here. And that's all I can do. All I can do. All I can do is allow God to utilize me. Allow God to send people into my life and me utilize them properly. Like, we're all here to be used. We're just not here to be misused or abused. And I say, keep going. If you're in a rough patch, stick it out. It gets better. I'm not in this space where I feel like the feeling of safety that I desire. But I have a sense of safety, a sense of security within me that's growing. I am my protector. Like, I also know that God protects me. I know my spirit squad protects me. Like, I believe and trust in all those things. Like, so all I want to just say is just, I can't reiterate enough. Like, if you're in the thick of it, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.